Om Shri Chinmaya Sadguruve Namaha. So, today we will be seeing what is the essential meaning in the third chapter, which is the Karma Yoga chapter. Karma Yoga is a very popular chapter, and our Puja Gurudev used to like this chapter a lot, because he himself demonstrated what is the meaning of Karma Yoga. I can't go much in detail, but there are two essential shlokas in this chapter which set the music and tone of this whole chapter. What are those two shlokas? That is shlok number 9 and shlok number 30th. Shlok number 9 says, Yagyarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. What does this shlok say? He says, please don't create problem for yourself. Don't have a life so that you create problem for yourself. And our biggest irony in our life is that we think something, that our thinking becomes a problem. We do something, our doing becomes a problem. We enjoy something, our enjoyment becomes a problem. Even when we work, worst is work. When we work becomes a problem. Before working, I was a better person. Now after working, expectations came, my individuality came, attachment came. Because the action is a very tricky area. When you act with people around, you act with a lot of things around. Maybe some things you will like. You will meet somebody. Somebody will be as per your wish. Somebody will be not as per your wish. So 99% chances are there that the person who is not careful, he'll be definitely become sadder by action. He'll become more angry after a time, more arrogant after a time, more attached to somebody after a time. And therefore Bhagavan says that lokoyam karma bandhana. But without acting we cannot live also. Bhagavan himself says this point in the third chapter. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit, because we have rajogun, we have tamogun, we have to act also. Action will make us more bound. Not acting we cannot do. You know what is meaning of bound by something? Bound means that after action, I have developed more separateness from the Lord. I am more concentrated on my sorrows and joys. And I cannot leave my sorrow at will. I cannot leave my thought at will. I cannot meditate at will. My ability to please the God has gone. That is called I am caught up in action. I have created more disturbance centers in our mind. Attachment means you are pulled by somebody small. Hatred means you are pushed by some issue small. And three things develop after the action: ahankar, hatred or attachment. If I have done very good action, naturally I'll get praises. I'll get so nicely, you did this thing. You sang so nicely, or you wrote so nicely, you cooked so nicely. Anything good always will be with some praises. Or I will also feel that, see, what I can do, he did not do. You could not do that. So separately, I develop a unique individuality. And that individuality is a hungry individuality. Hungry to assert its separateness from the world. Hungry to assert that he is little bigger than others. And hungry to expect that others should recognize my imaginary bigness. And this is called bondage, because world will not recognize your imaginary thing for a long time. World is an ego-crushing institute. It is not an ego-pampering institute. So this will create a disturbance. And worst part of action will be, it will take me to the rebirth. Again and again I will be reborn again in various yonis, like Jad Bharat. He did action only of what is it called, nurturing that deer baby. But he got caught up in that particular action only. See, a small action like protecting the deer and nurturing and taking care made him deer. Where we will go, I don't know. The smallest action, not that he got attached to any wine or woman or what is it called, money or kingdom. From kingdom he got detached. From wife he got detached. From son he got detached. From power he got detached. I mean, big things he left. And leaving his palace and everything, he was living in solitude. And there also he got caught up in a small deer. Very small things. So don't think we need a woman or we need a man or we need a power to get attached. The smallest thing can trap us. Because it was not prompted by yajna. Now, this is the key portion of third chapter, and I'll try to elaborate it. What is that? Please get this point. If action is binding, that means some finiteness, hunger for finite individuality, hunger for finite object or a person, or hunger to push somebody has become more in my life. Ignorance has increased in my life. Vasanas have increased in my life. Karma phal has increased in my life. I have created more fruit of action and created more sanchit karma after this action. Now this is called bondage in action. And this is what we do and we have been doing since birth immemorial. And because of this mistake, hundreds of thousands of fruits of action we have created and which are fructifying one after another, one after another, one after another. And we are flung from one birth to another birth. Gītā says, may I help you? I'm going to take you out of this. Please do not do the action. This is a big blunder to do the action to complete the action. I always say this point. Please don't complete the action. Animals also complete the action. Horse also takes from one place to another place. Donkey also carries the load from one to another. Completion of action is a secondary purpose of the action. The problem is that we don't understand where is the problem. What is the meaning of yajna here? So Bhashika writes, yajna vai Vishnu. And yajnarth means who's working for Lord Vishnu. Means what? Means that after the action should be done. Please get my point. Action should be done to negate our smallness and individuality and assert the lordliness in us. Action should be ego-dissolving process. Action should be attachment-eradicating process. Action should be hatred-removing process. And when the action is for removing our own individuality, that is called now karma yoga. Every karma is not karma yoga. When I unload my vasanas, I dilute my individuality, right? I finish my separateness from God. I remove my separateness from God. Then slowly I have evolved from mere doing an action to complete, rather than I am now in the flight towards the infinite. And therefore Bhagavan uses imperative mood. Tadartham karma kaunteya. You do action for Lord only. Now, few points are there. What are those few points? First point is that what is the meaning of doing for the Lord? When I say doing for the Lord, please get my point. Before doing for the Lord, I should have realized that I owe my existence to the Lord only. You cannot do for somebody unless you have love. Therefore, I always say karma yoga is not possible unless you have devotion for the Lord. I cannot work for you unless I have love for you. And therefore, from 9th shlok to around, I think, 16th shlok, Bhagavan Krishna, in 3rd chapter, has only told how whole Srishti is in yajna only. If you don't do the yajna, you will create sin for you. Aghayur indriya rama mogham partha sajivati. So whole Srishti is in yajna. Yajna means, please note, yajna means twin process. I negate my small self and I substitute the God self in me. The consistent, constant negation of my small self, of my ahankar, of my dislikes, of my likes, and continuously substituting by the Lord's will, this constitutes the twin things of the yajna. Is it clear? I give you the example that ocean. Ocean says, take me as much as you can. Ocean is doing havan, yajna is there. So ocean is offering ahuti of its water to the whole sun there. Now cloud offered itself. See the self-negation. Then the havan kund was the earth. And that the water was like the ahuti. Similarly, earth also did the ahuti, like the plants, fruits, plant and the trees, she gave it out. Ultimately, trees also did the ahuti, they gave their fruits away. So everything in this process is negating the small self. This joy of negating the small self and bliss of substituting that small self with the big self of Lord, that is called the yajna. I'm trying to summarize it. My time is very, very small. I have a short time left. And this is done by everybody. All great saints demonstrate this principle. When I say negate the small self, please note, I negate my separate existence. I don't want that a person like this should be existing apart from God. Hanumanji never told that I am Hanuman. He used to say, Ram Doot mein Matu Janki. Tab Hanumat kahi sab Ram Katha Nij Naam. Moment anybody asked Hanuman, who are you? He remembered Lord first. So, my separate existence, number one, separate desire, separate notion, and separate joy. These four things should be removed, merged, and this is what is called the Karma Yoga. I don't have a separate existence now. Like we in Chinmaya mission, we Swamis or Brahmacharis, they don't have a separate existence other than Gurudev. We whatever, because whatever we got it is from our Guru only. From our Gurudev only. From our Guru Parampara only. So because the Lord is the giver in our life, it's a very dishonest living that I get from Lord and I work for ego. Where this circuit of from and for, I told you. You are getting from God, but I am working for ego. Okay, get from ego everything now. Ego is a bad giver. It doesn't give you peace also. Forget about giving sun, water and fire that God gives. Ego has not given father and mother. Ego has not given sun and water. Ego has not given guru. Ego has not given our body. Ego has not given the thoughts. All the best of the things that we got was from the Lord. Is it right? No? Say yes. And therefore, what Hanumanji did? Jimmy amog raghupati karbana ehi bhanti chale Hanumana. Like the arrow goes from the hand of the shooter, similarly Hanumanji was like the arrow. He didn't have his own thought. We only work what I like, what I don't like. I eat because I like. I don't eat because I don't like. I talk to you because I like you. I don't talk to him because I don't like him. I don't talk to him because I don't like him. I don't go there because... This is not the way of living. What God lives is the main point here. I am living to merge my likes in the Lord. This is Karma Yoga. 4 things you have to dissolve. One was identity or existence. Second is desire, separate. Third is notion, and fourth is joy. See what Bharatji did. When you have the joy of dissolving your identity, that is called, you have become a seeker. Seeker is not a seeker because he studies Ramayana, he studies Bhagavad, or he studies Gītā, etc. You may be a scholar, or you speak on Gītā, or you speak on Ramayana. That is not, you write on Ramayana. Seeker is seeker because he wants to dissolve his small self into the Lord's identity. He wants that in me only Lord should exist. I don't want the false desire, false notion and false joy. And more importantly what? See what Bharatji did. Where was the identity? What one work he did what he liked. You give me in life of Bharatji and Lakshmanji, one work what he liked. Not a one work is there. Not that he liked to rule for 14 years. He didn't like it. But it's not a question of his liking. Question is how much you are able to negate and dissolve your likes. What God would want. And let me tell you, what God wants, we don't want. God does not like we should be angry. I was thinking, God does not like we should have expectation. God does not like I should criticize you. Because you are a part of a Virat only. God likes that don't work for individual. God does not like you should be sad. God does not like you should be attached. God does not like you should be lazy. God does not like we should not work for liberation. God does not like that we should expect a lot. But what is ironic? What God does not like, sometimes we don't know. And sometimes after knowing also, we continue. ये कैसा कर्मयोग है? What is this कर्मयोग? कर्मयोग ऐसा आसान नहीं है. We can talk on Vedanta, but कर्मयोग is difficult. We can talk on कर्मयोग, that is also difficult. Many Gītā Jayanti will come and go. But as Gurudev used to say, let Gītā go to us through us also. How many of us? And therefore what I feel very important point is that we should have pain of not surrendering to have surrender. If you don't have the pain of not giving up the ego, you cannot give up the ego. Any big thing has come from your positive pain only. If you are angry and you don't have the pain of why should I get angry? Unless you have a pain of getting angry, you cannot surrender your anger. This surrender seed, I feel, is the pain of not able to surrender. Bigger is your pain, more you will melt, and after that more you will surrender. Is it okay? And this is Bharatji's pain is there. So yajñarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karam bandhana. Tadartham karma kaunteya. And the same thing Bhagavan repeats in 30th shlok. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. What makes it difficult is sarvani karmani. Manasik karmani also. Vachik karmani also. Sannyas means, Bhashikar writes here, Adhyatma chetasa vivek buddhya aham karta ishwaraya bhrityavat karomi. I am just a servant of, therefore I always say one point, the Karmyog sadhana is a shift in introduction about yourself in your eyes. Not in others' eyes. My introduction in my eyes is not I am a son, I am a daughter, I am a husband, I am a wife. These are secondary introductions. Primarily, I am born to love God, to serve God, and to dissolve in God. Let only Krishna, Ram be there, and I should not be there. Let me not remember a person like this. Is it okay? Getting my point? There is nobody. Bharatji never thought, I am the husband of Mandvi. He never thought, I am the son of Dasharath. I am the son. Somebody asked Bharatji, who are you? His eyes went to Ramji only. More saran Ramahi ki pani. Hanumanji never introduced himself that I am Anjani's son. I am not saying you should not introduce with your father, mother. But in my eyes, this notion should be very firm. I am living only for Lord. I have no other agenda. I have no other purpose. I have no other work. My every breath, my every sight, my every action is only to remove this small I, remove this small desire. My independent joy I don't want. My sarvani karmani sannasya adhyatma chetasa. And then from the world, nirashi I don't expect, because anyway, when I don't have to get anything from the world, why should I expect anything from the world? Nirmama bhutna, why should I get attached to anybody? I am coming in this path to remove the attachment. You know the story I had told? That one guru was there, he had one Sikh disciple and his son. He said, make one veranda. And every day they were making a veranda. Evening he came, he said, no, it is break it. 7th day the son got impatient. He said, every day you say, make break. Whole day we are working hard. And you say, break it. He went to his disciple, he said, what's your opinion? He said, nothing matters. You say, make it, I make it. You say, break it, I break it. In my mind, only one thing is there. My guru should be happy, that's it. And I see your happiness in the end of the day. Whole life you ask me to break and make, I'll break and make only. That is my earning. That is my dividend. That is my salary. That is my money. We have to change the definition of our earning. When you work for the God, my sarvani karmani sannasya adhyatma chetasa. What was Lakshmanji's dislike? Tell me. What was his joy? Tell me. Our joy is separate. Lord's joy is separate. Our joy is ego's joy. Our joy is family joy. Our joy is eating joy. Our joy is drinking joy. We don't have Ram Ras. We don't have Krishna Ras. My existence, we work, rather person works for his identity. He goes out of the world to become bigger. And world hits him more. Anybody is sad because he is not getting a proper identity from somebody or many people. Why you go out to get identity? You won't get it. Even if the world gives, it takes it. World is erratic and disloyal place. It gives you identity, it takes it. And again you are left on the street. I am going to establish identity of Lord. Hanumanji established identity of Bhagwan Ram in Lanka. In Sugriva's heart, in Ayodhya. Same thing Bharatji did. Am I right or wrong? Where is my existence? My sorrow, no meaning. My joy. All sadness is because I'm not working to make my small self disappear. Somewhere I push it. And if anybody resists my small self, I hate that person. And there will be people resisting. And if anybody supports makes me bigger, I get attached. That he is so good. Arey, what good? What is samsara? Bhav sagar means making of this small self. That's all called samsara only. I will be dying, again another I will be born. And therefore Bhagavan says, 17th shlok, is for a Jnani. And from 18th slok, he continues, see, I do the action even though I am a god. So that people can follow it. So tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samacharat. You remain detached and do the action. Please get my point. Detachment means what? Detachment means that I go out, not with the expectation and insistence of a particular response from a particular person in a particular way. Attachment means that I am dependent on outer fruit to keep me inspired. I want the pound of flesh for my ahankar. Then I'll be very active and dynamic. I'll be very agile. I'll be very loving. I'll be fantastic to you. And the moment I don't get my own flesh for the ego, what happened down today? Attachment has its own diet. You talk to me, see me, love me, praise me. Don't praise him. He should not be bigger in your eyes. I should be bigger. Am I special for you? No. Why? He is special. I'm useless for you. And such people suffer. Bhagavan says, Tasmat asakta karyam karma. You do karyam karma. What is your kartavya karma? You do that. That means what? Whatever you varnashram swadharma is there, you perform that action. Go out, not to see your ego, but to see God. I want to see myself. My name was there. In the magazine printed, my name was there. my work is not written anywhere. I did this work, nobody praised me. Every day I'm doing the work. This is called attachment. I want to see God. Go out with the eyes thirsty to see Ram and Krishna. Like Bharatji's eyes was thirsty to see Ram. Every day he used to wait, where is Ram? Lakshmanji's eyes were thirsty to see, what seva can I do? He was not sitting like that. There was thirst in his eyes. He needs water. He needs fruit. I think he needs rest. Let me make a mat for him. Let me make the cottage for him. What can I do? What can I do? This is karma yoga. Such people are only happy. And it will take effort to get into it. But this alone is the way. Without karma yoga, jnana yoga won't be possible. And karma yoga is not possible without devotion. And therefore, after 30th slok, then Bhagavan told to Arjun that I also do, because people follow. Yad yad acharati sreshta. Then also he says, don't upset anybody's mind who is totally attached, because he will, na buddhi bhedam janayat. Don't upset all of a sudden. Let the people have gradual progress. Because people are attached with their own vasanas and gunas are there. Right? And therefore, and one who is foolish, he only thinks I am the doer. Then ultimately, 30th slok I already talked about. And what is the obstacle in 30th slok? We have lived so much of past lives. Their only agenda was to enjoy with the senses, make our ahankar bigger, make our dislikes bigger. I don't talk to you, I don't count you. We have just built up our debris of vasanas in our actions. We don't know that this load will bury me only. Action should make us lighter, not heavier, not heavy-hearted. Anybody insults me also, still I should have buddhi that this was a prasad buddhi. I accept it with joy. This is Shivji, this is Ramji. So therefore he says Swadharma Anushthan should be there. And what stops our Swadharma is Kam and Krodh. My selfish, egocentric, anti-scripture, anti-guru desires are there. Therefore Bhagavan says, try to leave your Kam and go beyond buddhi also. So this is the music that goes in this chapter of Karma Yoga. I hope it is Little clear. I have less time. But the music is what? Music is learn to, if you really want to bring the color of God, try to dissolve your smallness, dissolve your own insistences. Live as if this person should not be noticed. Live as if this person was not existing and it should not be known to anybody. And live as if through this person's action, words, enjoyment, suffering, only God should come out. Only God should come out. Only His name should be there. His joy should be there. His notion should be there. To change Satiji's notion was not as per Shivji. It took one birth and tapasya. So that her notion and her love became Shivji's notion and Shivji's love. So her existence, her enjoyment, and her attachment, her notion, her desire and her joy became Shivji's joy, Shivji's existence, Shivji's notion, Shivji's joy. So this is called the completeness of living. Completeness of action is not in completing the action, but experiencing of completeness is the completeness of action. And this two shlokas are supported by all other shlokas in this third chapter. In short, this alone is the message that we could get from it, and our Puja Gurudev is the shining example how he lived as a karma yogi. He was beyond karma and jnana, but he lived as and demonstrated that. He did so much, but never I saw him that he asked me what you did for me. Or he said, I did it, or I made it. I made Chinmaya mission. Not once I said, not once I heard also. If anybody praised him, he used to say, all Sri Tapo Maharaj's grace, God's work. You know what is Karma Yoga? God has got a perfect room and a space in my heart. He can operate His plan through me. I am His plan implementer. I have my plans are not there. I am not speaking. I'm not talking. I'm not seeing. I'm not walking. Let Him use my body. Let Him use my mind to talk, to walk, to love, to operate through the world. Then such a Mahatma has Nitya Avatar of Lord. To make Nitya Avatar of the Lord is the essence of the Karma Yoga. Let us all pray that we attain that state. My time is over. Thank you all. Hari Om. And may Gurudev's blessings always envelop us. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.